Hey there, folks. Tonight we're diving deep into a topic that impacts us all, but often gets swept under the rug: inflation. Now, most folks think of inflation as prices just going up, right? But what if I told you it's a sneaky tax cleverly disguised by those in power? That's right, it's a secret tax, and tonight we're exposing it. Inflation isn't just some naturally occurring phenomenon, oh no. It's a direct result of government policies, a way for them to finance their spending sprees without ever having to utter the dreaded T word: taxes. It's like when you try to sneakily take a fry from your friend's plate when they're not looking, but instead of a fry, it's your purchasing power vanishing into thin air. And the worst part, they try to blame everyone else for it. Greedy corporations, pesky foreigners, even the weather. But don't be fooled, folks, because the real culprit is often closer to home than they'd like you to believe. Now, I know what you're thinking. But John, governments need money to function. Roads don't pave themselves, schools don't run on good intentions, and let's not even get started on the military-industrial complex. And you're right, they do. But here's the catch: 22 raising taxes is about as popular as a root canal. Politicians, those lovable scamps, they live and breathe for re-election, and nothing screams vote for the other guy, like a tax hike. So they turn to a more subtle approach: inflation. It's like pickpocketing versus robbing a bank. One's quiet, insidious, and you might not even notice it's happening until it's too late. The other, well, let's just say it's not exactly discreet. So how do they do it? How do governments inflate their way out of raising taxes? Well, it all starts with something called central banks. Now, these aren't your friendly neighborhood banks with free lollipops and questionable carpet choices. These are powerful institutions that control a country's money supply. Think of it like this: the government wants to spend money it doesn't have, so it goes to the central bank and says, hey, lend us some dough. The central bank, being the government's BFF with benefits, obliges by creating new money out of thin air, like some kind of economic wizardry. This new money is then used to buy government bonds. Essentially IOUs, promising to pay back the loan with interest. But here's the kicker: this new money injected into the system, it increases the money supply, and guess what happens when you have more of something? Its value goes down. That's right, folks, basic economics. Section 4, the erosion of value, how inflation eats away at your hard-earned money. Now, this increased money supply might seem great at first: more money floating around, everyone's happy, right? Wrong. Remember that whole supply and demand thing? When you increase the supply of money, you decrease its value. It's like printing $1 million, but then realizing you've just made your $1 bill worthless. This means your hard-earned money buys less and less over time. That gallon of milk that cost $3 last year, now it's $3.50. And that new car you've been saving up for? Yeah, add another couple grand to the sticker price. This is the silent thief in action, folks, slowly but surely eroding your purchasing power. And the worst part is, it disproportionately affects those who can least afford it. People on fixed incomes, retirees, low-wage earners. They see their savings dwindle, their paychecks stretched thinner, all while the government pretends it has nothing to do with it. So, the next time you hear on the news that inflation is back on the rise, know that it's the government's fault. Don't let them fill your head with bogus stories of supply and demand issues from China or anything else. Keep learning, keep asking questions, and keep your eyes open. Like, subscribe and follow for more real-world education. Thanks for watching.